Now we're going to talk about the first civilization. The beginning of time, according to science, was 20 billion years ago, but the beginning of time, according to the Bible, was in 4175 BCE. In 3100 BCE, the Sumerian Empire was founded, and they believed that the sky was an upside-down bowl made of tin, and that the sky had 3 layers, and it was made of crystals, and in between the layers was water. They believed that the Earth was a flat disk, so it would look like this, and the upside-down bowl would look like this, and it would be floating on top of water. The sun would visit the underworld each night, but the moon would visit the underworld every 29.5 days, or 29.5 days. And from 3100 BCE to now, 2016, that would be 5,115 years ago. And now we're in 3000 BCE, so that would be 5,015 years from the year we're in right now. Before the first civilization, people were nomadic, and what that meant was that people would move around in search of food. So they would go somewhere for a week, and then they would move, and then they'd go somewhere for 2 weeks, and then they'd go for a month, and then they'll go for a year. It just depends where they're going. They figured out that if you drop a seed, then there's actually a cycle, and a plant grew. So then they figured out that if you drop a seed and then you water it, then probably about a month later, a plant will grow. This all happened in Mesopotamia, which is present-day Iraq, and it was near the Tigris and Euphrates River. And near the Tigris and Euphrates River were present-day Baghdad and Fallujah. They believed in the lunar calendar, and the lunar calendar is based off of the moon's cycles. And they figured out that the moon was illuminated. So what that meant was that the sun would reflect off the moon, and that's how the moon's light would come to the Earth. Everybody back then was trying to understand the universe. Most of the time, people were mostly studying on the sky. So they believed that all matter originated from the ocean. They wanted to figure out where the moon was located and a whole bunch of stuff that we know right now. Some people still use the lunar calendar today, like the Chinese. They use the lunar calendar, and every 19 years, they would add 7 months to their year. The calendar that we use right now is called the sun-based calendar, and we use this in the U.S. The sun-based calendar has 12 months, and some of the months are 30 days, but some of them are 31 days, and 1 month, February, has um, there are 5 extra days for the birthdays for the gods, and that's what those 31 day months are for. And every few years we have the modern day leap year, and where we add a quarter of a day, like every 4 years, I think. And we have 24 hours in one day, but it's not really 24 hours. It's 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 7 seconds. Now we're in 2000 BCE, which is 1,100 years from 3,100 BCE, and it's 4,015 years from now. And in this time, the Sumerians were overtaken by the Babylonians. So by Babylonia and Assyria. And they still believed that the earth was flat and that all matter originated from the ocean. But who was in charge of the region was Babylonia and Assyria. I'm done. So let's talk about how we came up with these BCE and AD dates. And by the way, BCE stands for before Christ, and I don't know why they put an E. And AD stands for after Christ. And so if we start out in 3,100 BCE, then we do 3,100 plus 2015, because we're currently in 2016 right now, and we subtract a year because AD years didn't start in 0, it started in 1. So 3,100 plus 2015 is 5,115 years. And 3,000 and and 3,000 plus 2015 is 5,015 years. So 3,000 BCE is 5,015 years ago, and 3,100 BCE is 5,115 years ago. Where is after Christ? I mean before Christ, or whatever it is. Okay. So this is our timeline, and where this line is right here, is 4175 BCE, and that is and that's the beginning of time according to the Bible. But we didn't do the beginning of time according to science because that would be too complicating. So 4175 BCE is right here, and 3,100 BCE is, give me 1 second. It's right here. So from here to here was 4175 BCE to 3,100 BCE. Because the numbers go down instead of going up. So in BCE years, the numbers go down, but in AD years, the numbers go up. So 3,100 BCE is right here, and 3000 BCE is right here. So, that is 100 years right there. And if we want to go all the way to the year 2016, then it would be a very long time. Whoops. So, 2016 is right here. So this is the year we're in right now. And all this back here is the beginning of time.
Okay. Good job.
Hi, I've got to use your bathroom. Am I done for the day?
Uh,
What?
I don't know. I have to see what time